everybody. Happy Wednesday. Looks like I'm going to have help. Whoop. I'm going to have help tonight. She landed on her nose because this didn't support her. She must know when I start because then she decides to come out and needs love. So anyway, this is Gigi. For those of you who haven't met my cat, she decided to come out and get some loving tonight. So she gets to be in the video tonight. So how is everybody? It's been a beautiful day here in Iowa. So make sure you comment when you get in so that you're hearing me and seeing me. I'm just checking to see if I think my video is working back here, so that's good. Hi, Jackie. Yeah, Gigi decided she needed to come and visit me tonight. So we're going to do a little embroidery tonight, and I'll show you how to make the bows on the bow maker. And let's see. Oh, I did some embellishments on it too, so we're going to do a little embroidery. We're trying to get, I'm trying to get ready for next year. So I'm working on some projects for next year. So it's everything got backed up about 5 weeks when I didn't have a sewing room to work in. It was a little hard. Hi, Clara. So we're going to do some embroidery on our little wreath tonight. And the wreath, this was really fun. I enjoyed the wreath pattern a lot, and it's a real easy one for embroidery. The pattern's real easy, and there's only one color in it, so that's always good, right? You don't have to change the bobbins so much. Hi, everybody. Oh, it's Shannon. Hi, Shannon. Yeah, I can't see your name, Shannon, so go click the little thing in the StreamYard. Just say it's okay if I can see your name. Everybody else I can see, so that's awesome. Thank you for doing that, people. That helps me a lot. So, hi, Nancy. Yeah, it's easier for me to read the names over here on my computer than it is back here, but I can read both places. Hi, Kathy. So anyway, we've been doing, let's see, we had class this afternoon. We had Explore Club in Iowa City this afternoon and had a make and take. So that was really fun. We did something fun and made rolled flowers. So if you haven't seen that video, I put it up on YouTube. It's called Any Day Spent Sewing is a Good Day. And it's like a little table topper stand that has the rolled flowers on it. So if you haven't seen that video, go watch that on YouTube. Any Day Spent Sewing is a Good Day. So hi, everybody. Getting people coming in now, so that's good. I'll wait a few minutes. So then I worked on, let's see. So I think I might have showed you last week. Sorry, now I'm covered in orange cat hair. I think I showed you the little trees. So here's the little Christmas trees that we're going to do in 2 weeks. So we won't have class next Wednesday because it's the day before Thanksgiving. So I thought people would be with their families and be busy getting ready for Thanksgiving. So we'll do these on the 29th. That'd be 29th. So we're going to make the little Christmas trees with the software. Yes, Shannon, I can see your name now. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Thank you so much. But I think the little trees are cute. So I have the silver one. I made a green one. Here's the little green one. This was a smaller one. And then I made this pink one. So this will be the 29th. And we're going to do this in the lace software. So this is my lace maker. And some of you have it, some of you don't, but you can always try it in your embroidery tool shed. You can always try this. You don't need to have it. You can always try it. You just can't save it. But I did give everybody. So in the Dropbox, in the event description of these, if you open up the event description, there's a link to these on the Dropbox so you can have these designs so you can sew them out. Okay. So if you don't have the software, but at least you can try them out and see if you like the lace software, because it's actually really easy to use, and these were really fun to do. So, okay. So that's what we're going to do the 29th. You could lay these over here. And then okay, so I just posted the January Cutie. So this is the little guy that we're going to be putting on our corner. So I digitized the design for everybody. So everybody will get this. And this is a little snowman that will go in our corner. You know, like he'll lay, let me pull this up so you can kind of see here. You know, he'll lay in the corner like the other ones have, okay? In the corner of our little table topper. And the actual design that came from Kimberbell is down in you have to put it together differently because it was down in this seam down here. And so it was really, I couldn't quilt it the same way as I could all the rest of them. So I just made a different design to put in the corner. So this is my little corner one. Okay. I've also got this up. If you open up the event, if you just click on the little snowman, and it'll open up the event, and there's a link to him as well. And I did him in several different formats. So if you have different machines, okay. They're also on the Dropbox. So where these designs are is the Dropbox is the very first featured post in this group in Sew Along with Jan. Okay. And if you go to the very first post and you click featured, there's 2 Dropbox links. One is for software and one is for the sewing. This one's in the sewing. It's called January Snowman. These are in the software. This one's called Lace Christmas Tree. Okay. So they're in the very first post at the top of the group. It's called the featured post. And you can just click there and there's 2 links. Software for this one, Lace Christmas Tree, and for the little snowman, January Snowman. And he's in the sewing one, the sewing embroidery one. Okay. So that's where they are. If you are watching me on YouTube, which I know a lot of you do, if you click on the video, or in the description below the video, there will be a link to these there. Okay. So you'll be able to you might have to click the word more so you can see the whole description, and then it will open up, and then the links to these will be in the video. So next 2 weeks when we do this, there'll be a video and you'll be able to get the link. And then this is also there. So these are already up there now. Okay. So I've been working, I've been getting stuff done. So we're working at it. Isn't the little snowman cute? Yeah, I like the little snowman. So I just kind of sewed him out. And then this little button I'll put on him on the table topper. I just put it on there so you can kind of see it. But that's what he's going to look like in the corner. So I thought he was cute. All right. Let's see what else. Okay, so we'll have class tonight, of course. We'll have class on the 29th. So we'll have a week off for Thanksgiving. Okay, and then we'll have the software class on the 29th. And then we will have 2 classes in December. So the classes in December, I just posted those for the little snowman. And those are, let me get the dates here. The 6th and the 13th of December. And then we'll have a Christmas break from the middle of December till the middle of January. Okay. I always do that every year. I take a month off between the middle of December and the middle of January. Okay. And I may do some other videos in there if I have time. So you might see some other videos during that time, but I'm just going to take some time off. So, all right. Okay. Let's see here. So let's get the banner turned off. And I'm going to switch the camera over. Oh, and we have a drawing. So don't forget, you get entered into the drawing by making comments. And so the drawing tonight is going to, since it's nearly Thanksgiving, I thought we needed to have a Thanksgiving gift. So with a grateful heart, we give thanks. So this will be this banner. It's about 12 by like 14, something like that. So this will be the gift tonight. So make sure you make comments so you get entered in to win the gift. All right. So this is what the gift will be tonight. All right. This was Janine Babish. We did this a couple of years ago. I really like her stuff. So I like this size. It's a nice size. So we did these, and I had a bunch of them because I did different methods of quilting with them. So I had several of these to give away. So, okay. So this will be the gift tonight. All right. Put that over here. We're going to get to play with the bow maker tonight. Whoops. I don't want it to be on the floor though. There we go. All right, so let me go ahead and get the camera down. Got the banner off. That's always good. And then let's do some embroidery. Let's see here. I always have to get the right button. There we go. All right. So hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, you can hang the banner anywhere. I have it hanging on like a Ackfeld makes either a standing hanger for that size, or I have it on a rod. They also make those 12-inch rods, and those are all up on the website, so you can order those. So those are nice to have. Then I change them out. So okay, so we are going to do some embroidery tonight on the corners. So here is our finished one, and I'm going to show you how I made these little three piece bows here. And then I put a little bit of little rhinestones on here to embellish my wreath. So we're going to do a little embroidery first. You have one on the bathroom door? Cool. Who else is here? Oh, cool. Yeah, Janine Babish has a lot of those size banners, and we may do some of those next year. I was looking at some of them, and I think we might do some of those too. I like her stuff. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what we need for the embroidery, okay? This is the embroidery instructions here. Now, the one thing that I did find out about this when I went to print this off, so I have 2 copies of this. I like to use my Target paper, my print and stick Target paper, you know, that stuff from Dime that I like. So this is the one that I've used for all of my corners, but I wanted to print this off so you could see what I was talking about. When I got ready to work with this one, you know how we've been cutting them off up about 1/4 of an inch to compensate for the seam allowance, you know, because we've already got our seam allowance on. Well, this one, I couldn't do that because then the satin stitches would be like right down on the seam allowance, and I didn't want that. So this one, do not trim the 1/4 inch above the red line here, okay? So I wanted to print that off. I just cut mine out right on the red line and left that on, because then when you see them here, let me grab the other one here. You can see that it just sets up about 1/4 of an inch or so above the seam allowance then. So it's a nice place for it. And then it comes just up onto the border up here. Okay, so do not cut that off this time. I always get my bows caught in my needle. There we go. Okay. All right, so don't cut that off. So that's the one thing that I wanted to tell everybody. We're not going to cut that off this time. I'm going to use a 6x10 hoop, and I've got my magnetic snap hoop. Yes, I have printed these off from my Dime software, Amanda. Amanda asked if these were printed off from from software, and yes, they are. I just open up the design in my software, and if you don't have software, Dime has a free version of Embroidery Toolshed that you can print these off without having to buy software. So if you go download their free version, you can print these off from there, and it's called Embroidery Toolshed inspiredbydime.com, and then you can print these off without having to buy software. Okay, so that's how I did that. But I just printed this one off so you could see where the red line was. So I did not trim it above this like I have on most of the other ones to compensate for the to compensate for the seam allowance being taken out, because we're doing these a little differently than the way they are in the book. Okay, so we're going to use this one because it's got the tacky on the back. Okay, we're going to use 6x10 hoop tonight. I used forest green. So my color, I used my here's my wreath fabric, and it was kind of a darker green with a little gold in it. And I cut these 6x6. Yeah, 6x6 for my wreath. Okay, so you need 4 of those cut to 6x6. And then I matched my thread, and I used forest green. This is the Brother Forest Green. So it's I gotta find the number on here. 1092 is forest green. Okay. Hi, Marilyn. So that is the color I use. So I've been using my Brother threads. And we have that also in the bobbin and in the needle. So it's in both places, okay? Because I'm just gonna use the same color for the whole thing. So I'm not gonna put in, I'm just gonna leave the green in the bobbin because we're just gonna use green. There's only one color for this one. So we don't have to switch our bobbin, okay? All right, so let's do, oh, and then I wanted to tell you which ones I used. I couldn't remember which Christmas design this was that I quilted this one in. This is my original sample. So here is the, this is the one with the little candy canes and stuff in it and peppermints. And that one was Christmas 2. So this was one of the ones that I bought from Kimberbell directly. And this was Christmas 2 is what it was. Now, the one that I did this weekend, so this is the new one that we're going to sew on tonight. Get this one up here. Turn it this way so I can get ready to hoop it here. Okay. This one, and I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's got Christmas trees on it. So this one's just little Christmas trees with little loops. You can kind of see it better on the white almost. Okay. So this one's Christmas trees with the little loops. And this one was Christmas 3 with the trees. Okay. So this one I did in Christmas 3 and the other one I did in Christmas 2. And I bought those from Kimberbell. And we're just going to use the green in the bobbin for the whole thing. So I got my green embroidery thread wrapped, on my bobbin. And I'm going to try to find my template again. Here it is. So we're going to put our template on here in the corner. And remember, I did not trim this one. Whoops, where'd my other tree end up? Here we go. So here's my template. This is up. So here's my snowman on here. We're going to use our snowman again. So pull this off. And then these are the 2 corners that I'm going to be placing on the corner of my design or my table topper. So we're going to place this on the corner. Got to get it laid down so I can get it on there. Okay, whoops. This one's a little crooked. There we go. Sometimes these are too sticky and sometimes they're not sticky enough. Tonight it's sticking to everything for me. Get this out of my way. Do you have both of those? Oh, good. Yeah, I like the I have a lot of the Kimberbell ones, so just use whichever one you want. There's a couple really cute ones right in the clear blue tiles. The clear blue tiles one. I use a couple of those in there all the time. The ones that came with the clear blue tiles. So, okay. All right. So there is our template. So our template's in. Yes, the print and stick target paper is on the website, Colleen. ShieldSewingCenter.com. And I think it's around $20 for a package. Let me see if I can find mine. I think it's back here somewhere. Yeah. Print and stick target paper, and it's $20, and you get, does it tell me how many papers I get? I get 25 sheets. Okay, so that's what I use. That's what I printed it on. That works very well. And you can just print it on paper, but then you have to tape it down, and I like this because it sticks better. It stays put a little bit better. Okay, so now, give me a second. I'm going to move these trees because they're flipping all over the place here. Okay. So we are going to get this hoop. Now I have a 6x10 snap hoop in here, as you can see. I have the bottom part. So when I hoop with this hoop, I normally put the bottom part of the hoop in the machine and clamp it down. Then I take my ring. Okay. Now I have chosen my pattern here. I'll show you on the screen. Yes, and the King Star thread we also have. Yes. And we have almost all the colors. I think there's a couple of new colors I haven't gotten yet, but I was going to try to catch those this week sometime. So here's my design. So here's my little wreath, and I'm going to go ahead. I've already got it up in the machine. Okay, it was on my stick. Just called Wreath. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and how I hoop these then is I put the needle roughly under, right over the middle of the snowman. And what it's looking for is the body part, okay? So I'm going to go and slip this in here. And it doesn't have to be exact, but this design is fairly close to the size of the hoop. So you want it to be fairly close because you don't have a ton of wiggle room, but there's enough. So I'm just going to move it up so it's about centered, okay? And then I'm going to make sure that I have my hoop centered with the base. Okay, so I'm feeling the edges here to make sure everything's, and it's not exact, but it's close. That's what the snowman's for. Okay. Feels pretty good. I think I've got it. I love this 6x10 hoop. I use this hoop a lot. All right, so we're pretty close. Okay, I think that everything's all nice and even there. Feels like it. Okay, so now we're going to come over here and we need to use our snowman. So the snowman is going to be under layout. Some of you, if you have Dream Machines or Destinies, it'll say edit here yet. This is on the embroidery screen. So I'm going to hit layout if I can get my finger to work. And then I'm going to hit my little snowman. Okay. Okay to revert. Yeah, it's telling me is it okay if it goes back to where it came in centered? And yes, that's fine. So we're going to click OK, which it is centered. And then I'm going to tell it to center. I want it to look for the center, and I'm going to click scan and OK. So now it's going to look for the little snowman on my wreath template. And that is how hard it, oh my goodness, I think I might have to do it one more time. I had a big pucker in the top of my table topper here, so we may have to do it one more time. I didn't see it until just now. So it says remove, but I think I'm going to do it one more time because I want to show you what I found down here. Can you see I've got a pucker right here? And if I don't move that up, it was just a little loose there, and it might cause a problem later. So we're just going to make sure that's good and snugged up, and then we'll try it one more time. Sometimes that happens. Don't have it quite in the hoop the way you think you do. And then I'm going to hit the scan button again and OK, and let it scan one more time just to make sure nothing moved here. It's trying to find him. I'm going to take a drink of. I had a class this afternoon, so I've been giving instructions and stuff all day. Did it find him? Remove the positioning mark. So it found him, and I'm going to click OK. Okay, so it knows where he is. I'm going to look over here. Okay, so see, he's lined right up with the little dot on here. And then I'm going to remove my sticker. So I'll take that off, and we're ready for the last wreath. So I did the other wreaths. Let's see. And then don't remember to keep your little papers, because you can put them back on there and you can keep those. Okay. So the next thing I need to do is remember we don't need to sew out that placement line because we know where he's supposed to be because we already have a seam there. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to click the positive negative needle down here. and I'm going to go down to the second step because we don't need to sew out the first one. Okay, so the first step then that we're going to sew out is going to be the placement line for the wreath. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew that out. I've got the matching embroidery thread in my bobbin because I want the back of it to look the same as the front. And get my 6x6 piece of fabric ready. And hopefully I have my scissors here. Yep, I do. And it just barely goes up on the border just a little bit. Most of them do though, just a little bit. I liked that Christmas tree quilting. I was just trying some new ones, so I've just been kind of going through and trying some different ones. Okay, so there is our placement line. We're going to go ahead and lay our fabric over the placement line. Make sure, and now this one, I gave you plenty, but it's not like an overabundance, so just be careful you get it all covered. Okay, and then the next step then is going to be the tack down line. So we're going to tack this down. I really like the wreaths. Thought they turned. I like this green. I think this was the green fabric that I used in my my Your Days May Vary in Bright quilt. So I really like this fabric. Didn't have much of it left. It's going to do the little circle in the middle. And then we're going to trim. Now, the one thing you do want to be careful of is this has to be trimmed out in the center here. So you want to make sure that you're careful when you clip that you don't put a hole in your white fabric underneath, because it is a little bit poofy under there. You know, it's been quilted. So I'm just going to kind of pick it up a little bit and try to stick the end of my scissor in there. I don't want to get the white though. There we go. So we're going to trim that little circle out. So I always have to be careful when I'm in the center of things that I don't trim into my underneath fabric. Yeah, I think these are pretty wreaths. I like the darker green because the green in the poinsettia fabric was pretty dark. It was more of a kind of a foresty green instead of Christmas green. So I went with the darker color. All right, so then we're going to trim around here. See if I can get this out just a little bit more so I can turn it. Now, be real careful when you're removing these magnetic hoops that you don't slide the top. I always push from the bottom so I don't disturb the top of it and get my design out of alignment. So we're just going to trim close to the stitches around the outside edge here. Gosh, I might have to put my glasses on. It's so dark. My thread is pretty matchy. Got a little spot here I need to catch. There we go. So how many people have already done their wreaths? Have people already done them? This was a fun one to do. It was an easy project for the center. You know, the blocks were easy. It's nice to have an easy one every now and then, isn't it? Because some of the blocks were a little bit tricky. Some of those, they had some of those pinwheels and stuff. Some of those were pretty tricky. And the January one actually is a little tricky. It's snowballs. I've never really made any snowballs before, so they're a little tricky too. So next month we'll make snowballs for the centers. That was the first one I did, and I did it quite a while ago. And so I may have to go review my snowballs so I don't remember how to do them. Okay, we're going to put this back in. Now, when I do this, I don't know if you can see over here, I'm pushing the this part to push it in so that I don't disturb the top of that. Okay. Very carefully pushing that in. Oh, you know what? I want to do one more thing though. I'm going to take it back out again really carefully. I normally don't do it this way, but I want you to see. I like to trim under here. I like to trim some of these tails off so they don't get stuck in my satin stitch. So there's always a bunch of little tails back here, you know, when it does the tie offs and stuff. So I like to trim these so that they're not. So I normally don't lay it up like this, but I wanted you to be able to see. I usually take it out very carefully and turn it over to do this. But I think that'll be, there's just a few on this one. Okay. Keeps the back very nice and neat. All right. So now we can put it back in. I'm pushing the little thing that goes into the bar. Okay. All right. And now we're ready to do the satin stitching. So hopefully I have enough bobbin thread. We'll see. I went ahead and wound another bobbin. I hope I wound enough because I was getting really. Oh, hi, Lynn. Lynn decided to join us tonight. No, Bernadette, I didn't get that one. I did get all the little houses done though from last year. I did get all the collectible Christmas, what do they call it? Christmas Village. I got it all. I finished it up this weekend. So I did get that one done. I was very proud of myself. That was one of the things I worked on Saturday, was to get that done. So I've been wanting to finish it, and it's all done. What are my bows made out of? Oh, the bows are made out of organza ribbon. I've got it right here. I can show you. We'll do this in the class too. We'll do this too. But it's organza ribbon. And I like organza for working with the, especially when you want them to be more poofy, because it's soft, but it still has some body to it. And, oh, Lynn, you were working on your banner? So anyway, we're gonna do organza ribbon. And you can use wired ribbon too. But the organza worked really nicely for this. So, and it's wide. I think it's 7/8 inch. It's like 1 inch ribbon. Okay. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby. So 1 inch ribbon. So we're going to use a little different things on the bow maker tonight, and we're going to do a little different technique tonight with it. Oh, you didn't do the houses? I will. I'll take a picture of them and put them up on the group. They are really cool. There's a lot of them. And they weren't hard, but they did take several hoopings for each house. So it did take a little bit to get them all sewn out, but they were really cute. I think they turned out really cute. And then there was trees, and there was like a little dog house for one of them, and there was a library and all these different buildings. So it was really fun. I did enjoy it. Okay, so it's going around the outside edge. So these actually went pretty quick. I did 3 of them already, so you wouldn't have to sit here and watch me embroider all these little wreaths. So I did some this weekend, and I got the quilting done, so I was happy. Can you see the little tree on here? You can see it on the red pretty nicely right here. But I thought that this one was cute. Yeah, they're not close enough that I can show them to you tonight, Bernadette, but I'll take a picture and put them up on the group. They are in the back room. I had to find a place for them, so they're sitting on the bed in the back room because there's so many of them, you know. It was fun. I enjoyed those a lot. Trying to see if I missed any comments. Thank you so much, everybody, for going and clicking the little thing for StreamYard, because then I can see your names much better. You almost, oh no, Wanda, you made it. We're still here. Oh, and I wanted to tell you, I was reading some stuff, and I know some of you watch me on YouTube also, and I wanted to mention to you that I was reading some of the analytics. They have like analytics about your YouTube channel and all that. It was very interesting. But it says that less than half the people that regularly watch me are actually subscribed. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. All you have to do is go to my YouTube channel and log into your like Gmail account, and then you can hit the little subscribe button. And then there's like a little bell button that lets you get notifications when, when there's more videos that go up and stuff. So if you're not subscribed, please do, because then I'd like to get that percentage so that it's higher than 50%. I was really surprised because they give you all these analytics, and like they give you the age group that's watching you, and then like, where you're from in the world, and what country you're from, all that stuff. It's very interesting to read. I am not sure. Somebody asked about the no-show mesh. Carol, I'm not sure what it is. I think it is 1.5. I use, I'm not sure. I think that's what it is. I use most no-show mesh is fairly thin. They make a thicker one now that I've seen. But I buy pre-cuts. I like pre-cuts for my no-show because I really hate cutting stabilizer. I know that sounds terrible, but I just don't like it. So I buy pre-cuts. And mine's called sheer stitch that I buy. So I think 1.5 is what it is, if I remember. And I think that's what the dime no-show is too. Let me see if I have a roll of that here. I don't have many rolls. Nope, no rolls. I don't have a roll. I think that's what it is though. That sounds about right. So we're getting around the outside. Kimberbell always does a nice satin stitch around the outside edge. They do a nice underlayment, and it's a nice thick satin stitch. Oh, you're ready to learn for your bow maker? And for those of you, so when we get the bow maker out, I have more bow makers in stock. I was out of them, and my friend Orland made me some more, and so there's more up on the website. And then he said he had some more. Yeah, the dime is just no-show. Does it say any weight on it, Lynn? Do you have a roll of it that has a label? Does it say if there's a weight? But I like to do pre-cuts because then I don't have to cut it, and I just have all these. I have different sizes, so I buy 9x12s for my smaller hoops, and I have 15x20s for my bigger ones. So, and that's really the only sizes I order. Oh, and I have some 8x8s for my little 4x4 hoop. Getting around here. So this one was a really easy, fun embroidery too, because it didn't have too many colors in it, and it turned out really cute. Hopefully I'll have enough bobbin thread to get me around. So has everybody got big Thanksgiving plans? Oh, so the 15-inch wide, that's 1.5. Okay, was that Lynn that said that? Or Carol? I can't see who. Oh, that was Carol. Okay. Yeah, I've got it on the website too, Carol, on shieldsewingcenter.com. 1.5 ounces. Okay, that sounds right then. Yeah, that's what the 12-inch, sew and wash, or not sew and wash, no show from Dinah's. Yeah, so that sounds about right. You're not cooking this year? I'm not cooking either. My friend Judy is going to cook. She likes to cook, and she invited me over, so I get to have some turkey. this year. So I went over there last year too. It was fun. Okay, we're getting around. Going to your son and daughter-in-laws. Cool. Yes, they do. I have pre-cuts that are 15 by 20. I use those for most of my bigger hoops, and then I only buy like 3 sizes. I like the 8 by 8s for my 4 by 4 hoop, the 9 by 12s, or they're like 9 by 12 for my 5 by 7, and then I use those 15 by 20s for like most of the bigger hoops. They work out well. Okay, we got around. Yay, we did it. So there's another wreath. So I got all 4 corners done. So what do you think? Oh, you just got home, Maureen? Oh, Maureen said you told me you had choir practice. You have going to Friends? Cool. Yeah, Maureen said she has choir practice on Wednesday nights. Yep. So there's our little wreath. It's all done. And let's see what they all look like now. So I got all 4 of them done. I'll just pull this off. It's going to look nice and pretty on the back too. See? So this one you can kind of see the back a little bit better because I have this lighter colored fabric. The other one was pretty dark. So I'm just going to trim. Just be careful when you trim your tails. Don't trim through the knots. I'm just trimming them down so that they're not sticking up so high. Okay. And then see how nice and neat that looks on the back. So there's our little wreaths. Yeah, I like the little peppermints. I thought those were cute. I think I got this at Walmart. It might have been last year though. I think I got it last year and I hadn't used it yet. Okay. So I think that looks pretty good. I got a little tail from my quilting here too. There we go. All right, so I think we're done with that part. So now let's talk about our decorations. You'll be cooking. Oh, cool. Everybody love the peppermints. Yeah. People are cooking for Thanksgiving. So that's why I decided maybe we shouldn't have class next Wednesday night, because I know a lot of people have to do prep cooking, the night before. So I figured that would give everybody a break for next week. And then, and I usually get off early from work on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So then I'll have a little time off too. And then I'll go to Judy's, and so I don't have to cook. I'm so excited. Judy is a good cook. She likes to cook. She was cooking chicken tonight. I was talking to her earlier, and she was cooking chicken. Okay. So there are our 4 wreaths. Like that. Okay. So all 4 of them are done. Now we need to decorate them a little bit. So I'm going to be doing, we're going to make some bows. And I'm going to get my other one up here so I can see it better, so I can remember what I did here. Okay. And then we're going to put on I got some little rhinestones. I got these little rhinestones. They were on like a great big sheet. Somebody asked if they were the teacher's pet. Maybe if you cook for me. I don't like to cook. Florida Cottage Food Bakers. I'll be cooking in Florida Cottage. Oh, that's right. That's right, because Lynn's going to Florida for Thanksgiving. So, all right. So, we're going to put these are the little rhinestones, and they come in like a big sheet with all different colors on them. And I think I got those at Walmart too. So I just wanted something that looked like a holly berry. I don't know that, wreaths actually have berries on them, but we always see them that way. So I just thought the red berries would be pretty. So we'll put those on there, but we're going to work on the bows here first. All right. So let's push this back out of her way, and I'm going to get my bow maker up here. Yeah, I kind of like the bling. It just needed a little bit of shine to it. So I found those up at Walmart. I think is where I got them. You just go out to eat? Well, my dad and I always, the last couple of years I cooked because he wasn't really able to go out. But he liked to go down to the Lawrence Center in Anamosa. So we had a community center there, and they always had a Thanksgiving dinner. And we don't really have any family, so and that's what they have it for, is for people that don't really have a lot of family and want a place to go for dinner. So we always went out down there, and it was really fun. I actually thought about going up to Anamosa and going this year, because I kind of miss seeing some of the people. So, and I got to see people I didn't get to see very often. Okay. Yes, I just got them in like where the craft supplies are and stuff. So, heavenly days, my phone's like exploding over here. Just a minute. See if I can make it stop. Okay. All right. Yeah, it was really fun. And then one of the churches in town cooked the meal, and they made, everything was handmade, homemade. It was turkey and dressing and potatoes and pumpkin pie, and it was one of the churches that always does it. And so it was really fun. So, okay. So we're going to make some bows with the bow maker. And so if you guys don't have a bow maker yet, you can get these on my website. So my friend Orlin makes these for me, and it is my website is sew-along-with-jan.square.site. Okay, so I'll put it in the description too, so you know where to get these. But they're $20, and you get 3 sets of little pegs. And there's some skinny ones. These are the medium size ones. So the medium ones are the ones we're going to use tonight, because this is a thicker ribbon. So I usually use the medium size when I do these thicker ones. You like the bow maker, Mitzi? I really love my bow maker. Okay, so we're going to do something different this time. Normally we've just been making like a single bow. So let me get this down here. And we're going to do this kind of triple one. So you can wrap the ribbon around the pegs more than once. Okay. So this one's been wrapped around 3 times. So there's 3 little loops on each side. Okay. So that's what we're going to do for this to make it bigger. And like when I made my doll bows for their hair and stuff, we often would wrap them around sometimes 3 or 4 times, because then we would have the bow that would kind of stand up on the top of the doll's head. Okay. So I'm going to put this around my my 2. Oh, and let me make sure I got the right number here. I'm going to check. I wrote it down in my book here, so just a second. I think I did 3 holes apart for these. I know I wrote it down here. Yeah. 3 times around, and then there's a 3 peg space. So 3 pegs in between here. Do you hot glue the bow to stay on? Yes, I hot glue the bow onto the table topper, but I don't hot glue it when I'm tying it. All right, so I'm just going to put this around. So here's the end. Okay, now remember, I am left-handed, so you may have to do, yes, and the wired ribbon, this does not have wire. This is organza ribbon. This does not have wire in it, but wired ribbon works very nicely with the bow maker. Okay, so you can use wired ribbon, and especially if you're new at tying bows, the wired ribbon really helps make everything stand up nicely, because there's some body in it. Now the organza ribbon also works real nicely. Okay, now remember, I'm left-handed, so you may have to wrap this around a different way for you to get your right hand. Now if you look at when you get your bow maker, there's a little instruction booklet that has pictures on it, and it's right-handed. So if you're right-handed, that might help you a little bit, but I'm probably doing things maybe the opposite direction, so I apologize. But you'll understand how the bow maker works this way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the end and I'm going to wrap it around. There's 1, 2, 3. So I want to have 3 loops on my pegs. So I've just got 3 loops on there. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, and I just left it on the spool of ribbon, and I'm going to make this a little bit this way because I don't need that big a tie. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to cross these two pieces over, and this is the end. This is the end of it, and I'm going to slip it underneath and then bring it up and over the ribbon. Now, what's nice about this organza ribbon is it is one-sided. So you don't, or it's two-sided, so you don't have to worry if something's not turned quite right, because these are the easier ones to tie. So I'd recommend starting with some ribbon that is maybe the same on both sides. Might be easier, okay? So then I've got this down, and I'm going to go ahead and keep going and flip it underneath and just tie a very tight center, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to pull this off. And then you can fluff your bow pieces. So here's the, let's see here if I didn't get it quite tight enough. Whoops. Okay, so here's my 3 pieces on each one. So I'm just going to fluff them. Except I keep dropping it. Like this. I'm going to fluff them. I know, isn't the bow maker great? If you don't have one, like I said, they're $20, and Orland does a great job on them, and they really help tie bows, because you know we all tie a lot of bows, and I just have never been good at it. And then you just kind of have to play with the tails just a little bit to get them to lay down. But then there's my bow. Okay, and then I'm just going to trim this off, and then I'll fix the ends later. I'm just going to trim it off, and I'll fix the ends later. So here's the first bow. I'll do it again so you can see it. Okay, so here's my first one. Isn't that pretty? And it's all nice and fluffy. Okay, so let's make another one. So I'm going to do the same thing. I like to leave it on the spool. So I'm going to take my end. So here's my end, and I'm just going to take that and continue around and go 1. Here's the second loop, and here's the third loop. Okay, like that. Sometimes I kind of stick them together a little bit. There we go. Okay, whoops, there goes my ribbon. Then I'm going to flip this over the top. And if you're right-handed, it may be the other direction. Okay. I'm going to flip it under and then back over. Now remember, the front of the bow is actually back here. That's the front. This is the back. Okay. Then I'm going to continue on and tie on this side and pull. Get it nice and flat. I think I did very well on that. I like this. It looks okay. All right, then we're going to push it up. Didn't get very tight. Sometimes when it's wider, I have a little trouble getting, I'll get a little loop in the centerpiece, but I think it's okay. All right. So there's another row. All right, cut this one off, and I'll fix the ends later. Now I got to find my ribbon. I think it went flying across the room here. Do another one. Might as well do them all. I need 4. I need 4, don't I? So we'll do 4 of them. Okay. Again, I'm going to take my end. Okay, so here's my end, and I'm just going to wrap it around. So there's the first wrap, the second wrap, third wrap. Okay, and like I said, if you're right-handed, you may be wrapping the opposite way, but I think you'll understand how it works. Then I'm going to crisscross my ends, and I'm going to stick the end under and bring it up over the top like this. And then I'm going to continue on and finish the knot like that. And tie it tight. Oops, got a little off center there. And pull it up. And there's another bow. I like making these. This is how we always made the bows for the doll's hair. We would make, you know, several loops, 3 or 4 loops when we made the doll bows, and then put them on their head so it would stand up. And then we often used we would often use the wired ribbon for the dolls so that the bows would, and organza too, because the organza kind of stands up because it's got some natural body to it. Okay, so there's that. All right, one more. We need one more. So I'm going to, again, I've got my, just got it wrapped here, ready to go around. One, that's the first time. Two, make sure this doesn't fall off, and three. Okay, so then we got 3 loops. I'm using the medium pegs, and I've got it 3 posts apart. So of course, depending on how big your posts are and how wide apart they are, you know, that's the size of your bows. So these were kind of medium sized. Okay, so I'm going to flip this under and over, maybe, except I keep dropping it. See if I can get it to come up. There we go. Made this one kind of short. And then tie another knot. Like that. Now remember, this is the back. May have to tie this one again. I may not have made my end long enough here. Let's see. Oh, I think it'll be fine. Okay. And there's another one. And then we can fluff it up. And it's easier to fluff them after you get them glued on. I kind of glue them on and then I fluff the bows up because it's a little easier. But there's another bow. Isn't that cute? And see how easy it was? Because I could never tie bow. I tried and tried to tie bows. And when I started taking all these doll classes and stuff, it's been years ago, one of the gals said, oh, you got to have a bow maker. It's so much easier. So these are really cool. So, oh yeah, my bow maker. Well, mine has like little felt things, but yeah, the little rubber feet would be better, like some little rubber feet, or put it on a silicone mat. You know, those little silicone mats. You could set it on that too, and then it wouldn't move around. So there's our bows. We got all 4 of our bows. Okay, and this one here needs to be a little tighter in the center, so we'll fix that a little bit, and then I'll fluff them when I go to put them on. So we'll just do one wreath, so we'll do them all the same, but that way I've got all my bows tied. Okay, all right, so now we got our bows. Get this out of the way. I had a pin here someplace for it, but I don't know where it ended up. Hopefully it didn't end up on the floor. All right, so then we got to get our bow put on our wreath. And I'm just going to look at the other one to see where I put them. I kind of put them down at the bottom. So I kind of put them right here, like this. So I kind of put them like down towards the center right here. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on like right in there. And then we'll fluff it a little bit once we get it. And then I can fix the tails. All right, so I got my glue gun. I usually just glue these. You can also sew them on if you want to. I just use hot glue because I don't imagine these will get washed much. And I figured I can always put them back on if I need to. So I'm going to put it kind of down at the bottom. Can you see? I'm down by the satin stitches. Yeah, so there's instructions in all your bow makers, and those instructions are right-handed. So it might be a little easier for you to look at the instructions because it's the same thing I do, but I am left-handed, so I do things kind of the backwards from you. Because I had to learn how to do this because everybody else was tying right-handed, so I had to see what they were doing. So I stood in front of them and watched how they were doing it, and then I was able to do it. Oh, here's my pin. Okay. What are you planning to bind it with? I am going to be binding it with black. This is my black fabric. I got the binding right here. It's going to be the same as what my border is here. So I've got the black fabric. It's black with a kind of a little tiny little print in it. I don't know if you can see it very well. Just a little bit of a kind of a grayish print. Okay, so that'll be the binding. And the other one is similar, but it was a different black. I didn't have enough black for the same. So this one's done with kind of a little marble. I don't know if you can see it very well. It's a little bit of a marbly black. And the binding is the same on that one too. Okay. This one's a little darker because it has a darker backing too. All right. So then let's go ahead and fix our bows here. Let's see. I'm going to make them this way. So I've got this on, and I'm going to go ahead and trim it outward this way with my ends. So decide which way you want your ends to go out and about how long you want them, and then trim them off. Didn't do very well on that one, did I? Let's see if I can get it. I'm not very good at the trimming part. There we go. That looks better. Okay, so there's our bow. Okay, I'm going to do that 4 times, and then we're going to put some rhinestones on. So now I got to find my rhinestones. They're missing. Where did they go? Oh, here they are. So we're going to put, I think I put 3 on each one. So I'm just going to pull these off my little sheet. So I'm going to put 3 of these on. And these are pretty good sized. I kind of found some that were pretty good size. So let's do that. Then I'm going to hot glue those on. So I kind of put one like down in this area. So I'll put a little glue on the back of this. Okay. Put one kind of in this area here. Okay. And then I put one kind of up this way. And then the other one I kind of put down like this. I just put 3 on. You could put more on if you wanted to. I didn't have that many, so I didn't put tons of them on. Okay. So I think this one I kind of put up here. Like that. And then this one I kind of put down over here. And if you had hot fix rhinestones, you could actually glue them on. Okay. Yeah, you could use it for a month. Yep. I like the wreaths. And because the other one, the one that we did for the fall was more Halloween. And then, well, the other one with the pumpkins on it, though, was more Thanksgiving-y. So that one was more like for Thanksgiving. So what do you think? Need me to put another bow on? Need me to put another one on? You like the bows? I like the bows, too. So what do you think? There we go. I think it's all fluffed. Would you like me to do another bow? I can do another one. We're doing good on time. Should I do another one? Turn this one over here. Okay, let's see here. I like the bows. Okay, make sure this one's nice and snug. This one seemed a little loose here. There we go. Okay. And then I'll put this one here. Gonna put a little drop of glue there. Put my bow down on that. And I put it just above the center, just above the satin stitch there. I'm going to press it down so that it stays on there nice. Got some on my thumb. All right. There's my, and then like I said, it helps to kind of glue them on and then fluff them. And then I'm going to go do the same thing. Let's see about how long I got these. So I got it about like this, I think. Like that. And this is the hardest part for me, is getting the trimming done. There we go. So what do you think? Look okay? Fluff the bow. Like that. No, these weren't hot fix. These were just ones that you got to glue on. You could use fabric glue too. I just happened to use hot glue. So we're going to take 3 of these. But if you have the hot fix ones, it's hard to find these great big ones in hot fix. These were just like, these were just ones you could either glue on, like with fabric glue or whatever. Okay, so now I have to look again and see where I put my little berries. So we're going to put one kind of down here. Put a little drop of glue on there. So one in there. Okay, and then let's put one over here. And one over here. kind of like down in here. Yeah, I really like the bows. It was funny because I did the wreaths and I thought I'd really, really like this fabric. And then when I got them done, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like it. But then I put the bows on and I was like, wow. Yeah, I like the bling too. It just gave it a little bit. And I thought, well, it needs to have some berries. So let's do, instead of buttons, I think they used buttons. And I thought, well, it needs just a little bling because my wreaths are dark. And I thought, well, if I put a little bling on there, that would just brighten them up. Okay, so what do you think? So there's another bow. Looks like I got a little hot glue down here I need to remove, but you know how that goes. I always get the hot glue where I don't want it. There we go. All right, so there's our first two bows. And the first two wreaths are done. I love them. Aren't those fun? Okay, so that is how to finish that up. I've got two more to do. I'll do them after class. And then I'm going to do my binding. So what do you think? I might actually leave the other two bows off until after I get it bound, but I can always fluff the bows again, you know. So, but anyway, there's our Christmas December wreath cutie. So I think that's pretty cool. I really liked them. I liked the little Christmas tree. I'm trying to read what you said. The fact that the fabric in the wreath is different colors, really. Oh yeah, I like that too. It does have that little bit of gold in it, and it just gave it a little bit of. But it is kind of dark, so I thought at first I was like, oh, I don't know if I like it. But then when I got the bows on, I'm like, oh, okay, we're okay now. And it needed a little bling, so I like the bling. Okay, so there is our table topper. So this one will probably be Judy's. She only needs two more. I've gotten almost all of them done. I'm so happy because I made 24 of these little guys. So I got two more to do. I'll do my other two here. Okay. But now we need to have our drawing. So remember, go get your little design for the next one. This is going to be for the January one. We'll do it in December. So this is the little design to put in the corner. And I put it up on Dropbox. If you're on Sew Along with Jan on Facebook, it's on Dropbox. And it's in the first post on the group. It's called a featured post. And if you click on that, it's in the sewing Dropbox. There's two of them. And it's on the sewing Dropbox. And it's called January Snowman. Okay, so then that's there. So you can get him. And then the little Christmas trees, if you want the Christmas trees, they're under the software Dropbox, and they are called lace Christmas trees in there. So that's on the other side. Okay. Yeah, isn't he cute? I thought he turned out cute. This was just my stitch out, and I just temporary glued his little flower on his hat. I thought he turned out cute. Okay. So let's switch the camera here since we got all of our fun stuff done. So if you don't have your bow maker, go get a bow maker. And let me switch my camera here and we will have a drawing. Give me a second. I always got to find the right microphone. Okay. Yeah, I love the these were fun to do. This was very fun. It was not a hard design. The little guy, he was very cute. I thought he was cute. He thought he turned out cute. I had to tweak him a little bit. I had a little trouble with his nose or something. So I sewed him out the first time. I was like, oh, needed work on his nose. So we worked on the nose for a little bit. So, okay. All right. So just a second here. We need to find our gift. So this is what the gift is. So remember, everybody was doing a very good job for making comments. So this will be the gift. And if you're from away from here, make sure you personal message me your mailing address if you win so that I can get it sent out to you. Okay. All right. Just a second here. I got to find my tablet now so I can get all these wonderful comments all mixed up here so we can see who's going to win. Yeah, that was a fun class. We did that one. It's been a couple 3 years ago that we did that. Does everybody remember? It was in October, I think we did it. So I enjoyed making that. That was a lot of fun. And we did it a couple of different ways. That's why I had so many samples. Okay, I'm going to put my finger down, and my finger went down on, I have to see, Diane Castle. Diane Castle. You won the design. You won the gift. Diane Castle. So Diane, can you send me your mailing address by personal message, and I will send this to you. So Diane Castle won the little design, the little banner. This particular ribbon did not. It's just organza ribbon, but wired ribbon works very well because then it stands up more, especially if you're making larger bows. Okay. Oh, somebody's computer didn't work tonight. It's like, let me go down to the bottom so I can see. Oh, Marianne, your computer wasn't working, huh? Well, that's too bad. Yay. So Diane, make sure you send me, personal message me your address, and I will send this to you tomorrow. So yeah, this turned out really cute. So this one was done. I did these two different ways. I think this one's done without the design center quilting. And then the other one was done, some of them were done with quilting on the inside. So her instructions call for fusible fleece. And I think this one was done with the fusible fleece. So I have several of these. I think I had 3 or 4 of them to give away because I made a bunch of different ones. Cool. Okay. So anyway, this will be, that is the gift for Diane. And I will see you then in 2 weeks because we're going to have next Wednesday off. So everybody have a wonderful Thanksgiving and enjoy your family and have some fun and good food and watch some football. A lot of people watch football during that. So anyway, we will have class then on the 29th, and we'll be doing the little Christmas trees in the lace maker for that. So that'll be lace maker software class. Okay. And again, if you want the designs, they're up on the Dropbox, so go get them. And if you're watching on YouTube, they will be in the description below the videos so you can get the free designs. And some of you are also watching on YouTube and on Facebook. So, okay. So thanks everybody. And hey, go subscribe. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, help me get that percentage back up to a little higher. So I'd really appreciate that if everybody could do that. So thanks everybody. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.